Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit Azabi here, back again with Squid Game. We are on episode 9, which is the finale. We are here to finish off the season, as recently there has been news that they're going to be doing a season 2, which I am excited for, because this show has been compelling, and I have been excited going from episode to episode just to see what, like crazy kids game they come up next. And it's kind of a totally different style of series, and I think because it was so, different, it ended up being quite refreshing, which is why I imagine it garnered such a big following real quickly. And with a season 2 coming up, I'm really curious as to where it sort of goes, because the whole idea of Squid Game is that it's based around this whole sort of game, this competition that kills off people until seemingly there's just one person left who gains all of the money, and it's done for for entertainment value to these VIPs who showed up not too long ago in the show, and it's using all of these people who are down on their luck, in debt and everything like that to just for entertainment really. And so it is interesting. And going into season 2, I'm just thinking where does it go from the end of this show, because I'm almost certain Gi-hun is going to make it out. At least I hope he does anyway. And then I'm just wondering, the only connection I could really sort of gauge as to what would happen is that Gi-hun takes up a similar role as to what In-ho is now, as being the front man, because we know that In-ho was a part of a previous Squid Game, and he must have won it, in which he ended up becoming a front man. So there must be obviously some perks to winning aside from getting all of this money, right? And the thing is that I wonder if it's because they're down on their luck that they are offered sort of employment as a way at the end, where they don't have to worry about actually finding work. If they're down on their luck and they're struggling with life, having a place of employment is sort of a comfort for them, maybe. And also because they've been traumatized throughout the whole of the Squid Game previously, they're probably more inclined to be able to get away with seeing people die and stuff like that. They're able to sort of get that out of their mind. At least that's what I think. I mean, obviously there's still some emotion left within there in regards to In-ho, because obviously he didn't want to shoot his brother, which he did in the last episode. I'm still kind of holding out hope that the detective is actually still alive, because where he was shot was not a fatal place. It was kind of through here, so it dodged his heart. At least I think so anyway. So hopefully he's still alive. I'm sure if he is, we'll find out in this upcoming episode. If not, who knows? He might be back in season 2. But we'll find that out come the end of this episode. So yeah, other than that, the big thing was that SirMonkeySuit died, which fucking sucked, because after that whole episode in, what was it, episode 6, her and that other girl, what's her name? I do have it here somewhere. Ji-young, I think that's her name. When they had that sort of heart-to-heart and everything, I was just hoping that she would get out as well, you know what I mean? Because Ji-young literally gave up her life in that way, But it is what it is. Sang-woo is a dick now. He deserves whatever he gets in this episode, because I doubt he's going to make it out. And possibly at the hands of Gi-hun, who knows? So we will find out whether or not, because it's a 1v1 now, whether it's just going to be as simple as a fight to the death, or if it's going to be a bit more extravagant than that. But yeah, I'm firmly in Gi-hun's camp, because as you guys know, if you watch my previous episodes anyway, previous reactions, that I was kind of always on board with him. I liked him at first because he was the smart one, and I tend to like smart characters. And as the sort of episodes went on, episode 6, it was hard to get across what he did to Ali and everything, but then it's just you have to take a step back and just think well, everyone has to die apart from one, so is it really his fault? But I just think, I don't know, you just gotta root for a certain one in the end. And I think in a sort of funny kind of fashion, it almost makes it seem like we are the VIPs, enjoying the entertainment. You know what I mean? In a sort of meta way. So it's an interesting concept, and yeah, we are going to end off with the finale today, and I'm excited to see how it finishes. So yeah, without further ado, we will get into this. As always, the full length to this reaction is in the description below, so if you do want to watch my full length reaction to this episode and other reactions, then the link is in the description below for that. So yeah, there's nothing else to really talk about, so we're just going to get into episode 9, the finale of season 1 of Squid Game, and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Gi-hun's photo, man. How things have changed. He was such a happy guy, and now I just feel like he's going to be that traumatized, like...
456번 마지막 게임에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Alright.
세모입니다.
What are you choosing?
수비 중 선택하세요.
Offense.
공격.
Yeah, I figured as much.
456번 공격.
Yeah, so this is obviously going to be more in line with the actual child's game that we saw at the very beginning of the show, right?
첫째, 공격자가 오징어 그림 안으로 들어가서 수비자를 뚫고 오징어 그림에 머리를 발로 밟으면 승리합니다. 공격자나 수비자 중에 어떤 한쪽이 게임을 진행할 수 없는 상태가 되면 나머지 한쪽이 승리합니다.
게임을 진행할 수 없는 상태는
참가자가 사망한 상태를
Yeah, I was going to say anything goes then. Like Gi-hun's like, fine with that.
Among all the games
I'll just
that
kill him.
kids played back then, it was the most physical and violent.
Oh, nice. Yeah, blind him. Good call. I've still got the knives. I didn't.
여기 지나면 뭐라고 했는지 쓸데없는 소리 하지 말고.
Oh, nice. Gi-hun.
매워서.
That was sick. Just how. Oh god, it's gonna rain. Of course it is. Perfect sentence right here. I love how calm he did that. That was sick.
고통을 빨리 끝내준 것뿐이야. 함부로 뒷거리지 마.
Does Gi-hun still have his knife or not?
있었고 그애 살리겠다고 다 포기할 수도 있는 인간이라서 내가 게임을 그만둘까 봐. 그래. 돈도 없이 그냥 여기서 나가야 되니까.
He does have it. Okay. Oh god. Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking hell. Oh, nice. Nice. Wow. Damn. That was smart as well. Oh, nice. He nutted him. Oh, in the ribs. Oh, really going at it here. It's a well choreographed fight. I like it. That's not the way. You can't be there. Oh, there's a knife somewhere still, like, in play here. Yep, there it is. Oh god, in the leg. Oh god, in the gut as well. Oh, come on, Gi-hun, man. Oh.
그때 운동장에서 서 있던 사람들 다 죽었어. 형이랑 나 빼고 다. 되돌리게 너무 멀리 왔어.
Oh, through his hand, he stopped it. Come on, Gi-hun, come on. Oh man.
네가 죽인 거잖아. 네가 죽였어. 네가 죽인 거야.
Can he do it though? Can he do it? I don't know. He didn't. No, he to the side. Yeah, I thought so. I figured as much. He's not one to kill people, man. If he stands on it, that's it. Oh.
안 해. 참가자 과반수가 동의하면 게임은 중단된다.
Yeah, that's a good point.
우리 두 사람이 포기하면.
But Sang-woo has to agree, right? Will he? He might just be done with it all.
어릴 때 형이랑 이러고 놀다 보면 꼭 엄마가 밥 먹으라고 불러주는데 이제는 아무도 안 부른대.
가자.
Nah, he's not going to. He's not going to.
형 미안해.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, he killed himself. Oh man. Oh Jesus. Oh man. Oh Christ. Oh man. That sucks. I didn't think he would like kill himself. He made it so that Gi-hun didn't have to kill anyone. I hated him at the end of last episode, and I'm fucking damn it, I've come totally back around again.
우승 축하합니다. 그냥 꿈을 꿨다고 생각해.
예수 믿으세요.
Oh, what the fuck? So I guess that's, yeah, a credit card with all of the money in it. I was thinking there would be a thing like 456, but obviously it's just 3. 0, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, that works. Fair enough. Oh, there we go. There it is. Oh my days. Wow. It's gonna feel like he can't take that. Like. Oh.
니네 엄마 어디 아픈지 전화도 안 받고 엊그제부터 장사도 안 나왔어. 내가 한번 가봐야 되는데 상우랑
Nope.
연락한 적 없지? 아니다. 들어가.
She'll never know what happened to him.
엄마 자?
Oh, fuck's sake.
엄마 나왔어.
He's gotten all of that money, and really for what? Obviously to help out with his daughter. It's 1 year later, so I'm guessing he's already helped out Sang-woo's mother and Sae-byok's mother and brother.
저희 은행에 돈을 예치하신 지 꽤 오래되셨는데 아직 아무런 말씀이 없으셔가지고요.
Is it the bank, I guess?
일반 예금
Yeah,
계좌에
it's the bank that owns the card.
저희는 이자가 거의 없거든요.
So he hasn't done anything with it, has he not? A whole year, and he's not even. He refuses to spend any of the money that he won, which, you know, I understand that part. But like, I would have thought he would have helped out, but he seemingly hasn't done anything with it. From your Ganbu. Oh my god, the old man! No way! No way! I had an inkling that we didn't see him die on screen, so. I always thought it was weird this old guy was 001. He was his Ganbu, so it fucking is, you know. It actually is. What on earth? Eelnam. I fucking knew it, you know. For all we know, this is the guy that started the whole thing. You know.
저기 저 남자 말이야.
당신이 안 치십니까?
저대로
He's asking the question.
금방 얼어 죽을 텐데 아무도 도와주는 사람이 없어.
왜 그런 짓을 한 거예요?
왜 날 살려준 거야? 나랑 게임 한 번 더 하자.
God, it's another fucking game.
저 사람이 그대로 있으면 내가 누군가 저 사람을 도와주면 자네가 이기는 거야. 게임을 해주면
Then they'll give you everything.
질문에 답을 해주겠네.
Well,
난 돈을 굴리는 사람이야.
돈 얼마나 쉽게 벌길래?
5일남 내 머릿속에 종량이 있는 것도 사실이고 아직도 사람을 믿나? 그 일을 겪고도 성금은 손도 대지 않고 그대로 산다고 들었어.
그건 당신이 할 소리가 아닌 것 같은데.
그 돈은 자네 돈이 하나도 없는 사람과 돈이 너무 많은 사람의 공통점이 뭔 줄 아나? 사는 게 재미가 없다는 거야.
for it, maybe.
결국
But
다
I suppose that's what he's.
찢어지버려. 살면서 더 이상 즐거운 게 없다고. 그래서 다들 모여서 고민을 좀 해봤지.
That's what it was all built for. It's for that. Like, it's for the rich to have fun because they can just give their money to watch this entertainment for the poor people to kill each other.
게임을 강요한 적이 없어.
Yeah, but they didn't know what they were getting in for. They didn't know they were putting their lives on the line.
제발로 다시 돌아오지 않아.
I mean, that part, yes. The comeback was, yes. Still, I think it was taking advantage of the poor though, like those in debt.
운도 이젠 다 했나 보군.
그 안에 왜 들어온 거야?
친구들이랑 뭘 하고 놀아도 재밌어서 죽기 전에
Just relive it again before.
한번 다시 느끼고 싶었어.
Yeah.
왜 살려줬냐고 물었지. 재밌었거든. 자네랑 같이 노는 게.
He's gonna die before it's midnight.
재밌었던 거 정말 오랜만이었어.
Oh damn! The person came back. He ended up getting cops to come back for him. God, look how bright it is.
사람이 왔어.
Yeah, he's gone. It was leading up to that. You can see that was coming.
당신이 쳤어.
It was him all. Yeah, it was him all along that had that fucking mask.
자네가 손님들을 맡아주게.
왜 그러시는지
Makes sense.
여쭤봐도 되겠습니까?
보는 것이 하는 것보다 더 재미있을 수가 없지.
What then? Like, where does it go from here? You've got like the guy who created the whole thing, or at least along with other people, I guess. Right? He wasn't like the only benefactor, I guess, but. Oh my god, he actually got dark red as well. God. Oh, cute. Oh. I mean, this is the thing. Like, has he been to see his daughter yet? Like.
네가 철이구나.
And here we go.
누나를 많이 닮았네.
얘가 걔야?
네, 부탁드리겠습니다.
그래. 나 먹는 상에 그냥 내 밥숟가락 하나 더 얹으면 돼.
Aki.
아이고 추운데 옷이 이게
Sort of
뭐야?
similar, maybe.
뭐 더 따뜻한 거 없어?
Money. Damn. Nope, he's gone. He's gone. You gotta keep it now.
아빠 이제 공항에 거의 도착했어.
He's got to
금방
say.
비행기 탈 거야.
Oh, this fucking guy. This fucking of course. Let's see hell, man. It's gonna be gone by the time you get there. I wonder if he's like another one of the benefactors, because he can't be just the guy that goes round and plays games.
그거 되나요? 안 돼. 절대로.
You can't ring it. You can't. You have to go see your daughter, for God's sake. I swear to God, if he doesn't get on this plane, he's not going to. He's not going to. Oh, for God's sake, man.
참가를 원하시면 기와의 이름과 생년월일을 말씀해 주세요.
성기훈.
They've got to have him on record.
456번. 허튼 생각하지 마.
그래서 난
그 비행기를 타. 그게 당신한테 좋을
God,
거야.
they're just always watching. Oh, man, for God's sake, Gion. Your daughter. That was what all this was for. Oh, man. And that's it. Okay. That was the finale. Of course he fucking turns back. Of course he does. Damn it. I feel so like... I don't know, I just feel like I've been just slapped. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing, it all started because because of his daughter, you know what I mean? Like that was his whole thing for taking on this competition where he could fight for this money, was so that he could get it, and then because he needed proof of funds, right? That's what he needed. He needed proof of funds so that he could prove that he could look after her. And that was his whole reason. So I guess they must have already moved to America then. Like the end of the games came too late for a few things, like obviously the death of his mother as well. Like he couldn't get the money in time to afford an operation for her or anything. And I thought the whole point of like, you know, like his daughter, like they'd already talked about they were going to move to America, you know. And I thought like the whole thing was like the games were going to be over before that happened, but apparently not. But I guess he just can't let the whole thing go, so he's going to take it into his own hands, whatever that, you know, however that plays out. It's going to be interesting, because like, I mean, how's he going to do it? Is he going to go through, is he really going to go through the police? I guess he could now. I know he tried previously, but before then, Detective Huang hadn't sent out the files, and we don't know if they had actually been sent. I hope they have, and if they have, well then it means that, you know, Gi-hun can do it the proper way, as opposed to going vigilante, because I don't know how he would take it all down, or get in there himself, you know. But I guess that's all for season 2 to decide how he goes about it. But yeah, they're always watching. You know, freaking Inho on the other side tell them to just get on the plane, but he just refuses. You just can't let it slide. Like in hindsight, like after watching the episode, having Gi-hun sort of just completely leave the money entirely, I think was just like the right call. Like it totally makes sense. The fact of like, you know, he feels like the way that this money was earned is not correct. You know what I mean? Like it's not right. So I'm not using it. The only thing I will say is that I feel like he took way too long in giving that money to the people that he promised he would give it to, you know. He did end up helping obviously Sang-woo's mother out, and by proxy Sae-byuk's brother, like in one go. I don't know how much he gave them, if all of it or whatever, but I thought part of the deal was to get Sae-byuk's mother out of North Korea as well, and that didn't happen, which sucks, you know, because I feel like that should have been part of it. I don't know, maybe it's something that can be brought up again in season 2, because I feel like you can always go back with those characters again, you know what I mean? Like Cheol maybe is like grown up a bit more, and then it's like all reunited with the mother. You can do that in season 2, I'd imagine. So, you know, we'll wait and see on that. So yeah, I mean, we got Eelnan back for a bit until he actually did die. I figured, like, ever since like I don't even know. I can't even remember which episode it was where I kind of just theorized this idea that being 001, he's an old man. He doesn't feel like he fits in with anybody else in the game. It just felt like there was something off about that, you know? I always knew there was something there. And the fact of, like, when they got out of the game the first time because of the majority rule, the fact that Eelnam just showed up and found Gi-hun just was like, yeah. You know what I mean? You just know exactly where they are, you know? But it's just interesting, like, everything, like, surrounding Eelnam, the fact of, like, he was sort of the main guy, or at least one of the benefactors, is what I'm thinking it is, because he was talking about how he was talking to multiple people, like people rich and poor, and that he came to the conclusion that for both of them, life's not fun because it's boring, and so that's where the whole idea of, like, sort of combining them together to create fun came from, and then they created it. And the way that it was described in the subtitles does give credence to the fact that he's actually just a benefactor. He's he's not just the main guy at the top, seemingly. I don't know, like, because they did talk about how there's Squid Games, like, around, like, I'm sure they did say that there's multiple, like, sort of places around the world that host the Squid Game. And seemingly at the end there, because he got the card from a Korean, that it's going to be held in Korea again, like South Korea again, you know? It would have been cool if they'd went somewhere else, but I get that it's a Korean-based show, so, you know, maybe they had difficulties being elsewhere. I don't know, I guess they could have had... The problem is that if you go outside of Korea, then it would encompass contestants that are more, you know, from other countries, you know, as opposed to being Korean, which, it being a Korean show, makes it sort of not likely to happen, right? I don't know, there could be a thing, like, in the future, if it sort of... I don't know what kind of story they would tell if they would, because obviously it's on Netflix, right? So I don't know if they could have licensed the whole thing of Squid Game that takes place over in America somewhere, you know what I mean? I don't think it would be anywhere near as good, mind you, and I'm not claiming that they should do that. I'm just saying that that's a possibility, and I wouldn't be surprised if they've thought about it. So yeah, Eelnam, rich and poor, that's what they have in common, that they both don't have a life that is very much fun. He's kind of right in what he's saying, but it does put, like, I understand that people would just be like, especially people who are poor, would take that perspective very like how dare you, you know what I mean? Like, because in terms of, like, who has more fun, the people that are rich have more fun because they have the ability to. People who are poor don't. You know what I mean? Like, they live life in misery, they go hungry, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a choice of theirs. With people being rich, it's a choice, you know what I mean? And I think that just it's more deep, like, if you go into it sort of on the Squid Game competition level, of where it's the rich people watching. It's essentially a gladiatorial sort of event kind of thing, where you're watching people get killed for entertainment. You know what I mean? And that's just not good anyway you look at it. So yeah. What else? And I wonder, like, with Eelnam, that because the fact of obviously he put himself in the game, that he was never really a threat. Like, he was never a threat. I guess the only time you could consider him actually a threat was when it all kicked off in the room and anyone could have killed him. You know what I mean? Like Jok-soo, for example. You know what I mean? There was nothing there that could have stopped that from happening then. I'm trying to think, like, in the games that they had... I don't know the technology they had in red light, green light, but if it was, like... No, because it was people actually shooting, wasn't it? So it wasn't actually... Yeah, so even then I don't think he would have been shot. Like what were the? So the games were, it was red light, green light. It was the honeycomb one, right? Then it was like the tug of war. You see, that one could have gone awry, the tug of war, because obviously if they had been pulled off, like I doubt that guy, like the old man, would have had the strength. So that one, fair enough, that one could have gone wrong. But I guess because he was dying anyway, and he knew he was dying, that I guess it was fine for him to go out like that. Like you said, he wanted to relive it again before he died. So, you know, I'm sure I've talked about that previously, like when I was theorizing the whole thing with him, that like this is something that he would do because he knows that he's dying. So it's like something to, you know, to get excited about. And I mean, even if you go back to red light, green light, like the faces that he's pulling in that moment, it's like you can tell that he's like reliving his childhood, because he's the only one in that place that's actually loving it, and he's the only one that knows that people are dying from it, you know. Whereas that's the first game for everyone, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Like someone just died, and he knows about like what's going to happen. So to him, it's just like, oh, I'm just having a fun time. So yeah. So yeah, I'm guessing that Eelnam never had dementia then. Like that was just a whole thing that was made up. It wasn't actually a case of something that he did have, but it was something that he could play off to keep keep people from thinking, or like, you know, finding out what was with him, you know. Yeah. Yeah, the bank called Gihun in as well, obviously because he was just keeping it in just a regular account, that he wasn't earning any like interest from it just being in there and not being used. That like, yeah, the bank's just watching all of this money just sit there, not being used, not being withdrawn, anything, and calling him in, and he just goes in, asks if he can just lend 10,000 won, and just walks out. What? Some random dude. You know what I mean? Just some random dude that works at the bank. You know what I mean? Oh, can I borrow 10,000 won? Yeah, cheers, thanks, bye. Walks off. Bloody hell. It was that simple. You know what I mean? And that was like a personal sort of lend. Like, it wasn't like the bank lending him money. It was a dude that works at the bank that gave him his personal 10,000 won. You don't even know if Gihun's ever going to see that guy again. He's just 10,000 up for doing nothing. Ridiculous. Yeah, so his mother died. Just fucking typical, isn't it? Like, things are going from like bad to worse. Like, everything he's been through, traumatized and everything, and the money that, you know, that he went in to get for, you know, originally just so that he could have his daughter, really, turned into the second time round when they went back in. He went back in because his mother needed surgery, an operation, because, you know what I mean, she wasn't, I can't remember what it was. It was something in her leg, right? I can't remember. It was like something like diabetes or something. It was something bad anyway. There was something in her leg, and she was like on her way out, so he went back in. So then he had 2 reasons to come out with the money, but even then it wasn't quick enough. So yeah, from bad to worse, man. He had to go in there. He made acquaintances, some friends. That's the other thing as well. Like, he's been betrayed as well. Like, obviously with Eelnam, you know. He went in, and at the start of the episode, like I talked about, you know, when it brought up the faces, that like, you know, Gihun, he used to be so full of life, you know, and then after the fact is just nothing, like emotions cut off. And I figured that would be the way that it was. I've talked in multiple reactions now in this show previously about how they would be traumatized, so that, you know, the reason why Ian Ho got a job was probably because he was, you know, I mean, he clearly took it much better than what Gihun did. Gihun is a typical good dude, you know. He never once killed anybody. Even in the end there, when it was 1v1 versus Sangwoo, he still didn't. and Sang-woo just killed himself, which, you know what, I respect, and I've come back around again on Sang-woo. At the end of episode 8, I was pissed off, but he redeemed himself there in the end, and it you know, it sucked. But that was the way it was. It was a great fight. I thought it was choreographed like really well. Gi-hun like really come out like as a badass in that one. Like, you know, when obviously he got the sand sprayed, you know what I mean? He just walked by, like, didn't even care. He did come out looking like a real badass. Obviously he got stabbed in the gut, the leg, and then when it was like when he was about to take it, when he was about to die, he just fucking, you know what I mean, straight through the hand and just stopped it. That was sick. Really, really well done. And but even at the end, he just couldn't bring himself to kill him. So, you know, he couldn't even bring himself to sort of kill him by a second-hand nature, by winning the game himself, knowing that he would get shot. And so, you know, Sang-woo was just like, you know, apologizes, he does himself in, because he, you know, I figured there, like, when he was lying there, that he had this feeling of just get it over with, you know what I mean? Like, he fought all this way to, you know, for his own reasons, like everyone else did, you know. Sang-woo's, you know, like, his actions were responsible for like deaths of a lot of like people that, you know, that we saw. Like, the consequences of his actions were more so apparent than anybody else. So, you know, and I just think like him at the end there was just like, you know, he's been through sort of so much that at this point it's you know, he obviously had committed himself that much that it was sort of, you know, just give it his all at the end, but in that sort of like those final moments, he was just like, no, that's it, I'm gone, I'm done. Even when, you know, he didn't get killed by Gi-hun, he was prepared to die then, but he was just like, no, screw it, I'm just gonna, you know, do something right. He just killed himself. So yeah, I came back around on Sang-woo at the end. I thought he was a great character though, really great character. So yeah, I mean, like, what else? What else is there to go on about? Fucking, I thought the whole thing of Jok-soo and what's her face would have come back around, because I remember I had sort of theorized that, like, you know, maybe one had landed on the other and therefore they could get away, but I guess, you know, if one survived, they would have just been shot anyway. I don't know, I just thought that, like, there may have been something else with Han Min-yo, that's her name, where she would just sort of somehow get away with something, you know what I mean? Like, sort of that her wily nature is very much sort of like sneaky and whatnot, but I guess in the end she lived up to her character's sort of character traits, where she's just loud and proud and everything, and so she just, you know what I mean, she was just like, screw it, you know what I mean, I'm gonna kill you along with me because I don't care. Like, killing you was more valuable to me than my own life, so she just took him with her. So yeah, we didn't see Detective Hwang either, but again, that is something that could come back in season 2. If not, then damn, In-ho needs some, like, you know what I mean, like, he needs retribution. So we'll see what happens with that next time it comes around. Again, I don't know when it is meant to be coming out, when to be released, but we, you know, I'm sure, you know what I mean, when it is announced, then, you know what I mean, I'll come back and I'll talk about it, because I'm sure I will be reacting to that as well when it comes out. Okay, so yeah, but anyway, that is all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have enjoyed my reactions to this series. I'm going to be reacting to more stuff again. coming up. Okay, so look forward to those. But anyway.